The Fallout 76 beta is about to begin, and I know that everyone is incredibly excited to experience the West Virginian world for themselves. But before you get going, here are 7 things you must do first in Fallout 76. What's going on, everybody? It's Ghost Robo. I had a chance to play a bunch of this game before the beta. I had a lot of fun and I learned a ton. So I'm here to share that valuable information with you. I've compiled a list of 7 things I think you should focus on right out the gates to set you up for the best beta and the best experience possible. Now, obviously, you'll wake up in Vault 76, get to create your character, go through some initial tutorials, grab some gear, and then boom, you emerge into the biggest Fallout map ever created. There is so much to see, so much to do, and now there are real people running around to distract you. So what do you focus on first? Well, number 1, I think you gotta rush to level 5 as quickly as possible, specifically because that's where you get your first perk card pack. These things are so cool. They even come with gum and a joke. But most importantly, they're going to help you diversify and establish what kind of wasteland warrior you're looking to create. Because along the way, you'll grab a special point and a corresponding perk card at each level up, but here you get a full pack, and now you can start really utilizing the progression system, spreading those cards into different categories and grabbing a lot of boosts, buffs, and bonuses. I think that my character really came into its own at level 5, and so getting there is integral to having the best beta experience possible. Now, I recommend following the guided path, the main missions early on, because that's going to grant you a whole lot of XP and just make this process a lot easier. Now, if getting to 5 real quick sounds easier said than done, have no fear. The next 6 focus on getting you from level 1 to level 5, and we'll move to my second tip, which is to conserve your stim packs. Now, you get a lot early on, and it seems like they are pretty expendable, but I've got 2 reasons why you shouldn't. The first is that you won't die that often early on. I didn't die once during my first 3 hours with the game, so if you start to get a little low, don't feel like you need to play conservatively. As long as you have a little bit of food, a little bit of water, and maintain some cautious approach to scarier foes, you'll be fine, I promise. Plus, some of the developers told me that stim pack distribution is very front-loaded, so you're going to get a bunch early on, and nowhere near as many as you progress. So you're going to want to save them up so that you don't get to a point where you've got none left and you kind of have to go back and gather a bunch before you can venture forward. So don't get yourself into a bind, save your stim packs. Number 3, you don't got to craft all that much. It might be fun, and if you want to do it, go right ahead. But the early weaponry isn't that great, and I found that things I crafted weren't that valuable. Now, if you can make some armor, that's probably a good first thing to use your junk for, and you'll find a lot of junk, so it is far more expendable than the stim packs. But hey, the crafting, it's cool, it's there, you just don't have a lot of blueprints, and you're going to want to work towards acquiring more of those before you really spend a lot of time and a lot of resources making your own gear. You can just grab it from safes, you can grab it off fallen foes, you'll find it all over, especially if you partake in world events. And that is my number 4. Partake in a world event or 2. These are cool events that require multiple people, unless you're some psycho solo lone wolf. You're gonna need the help of others, and it's a good way to interact with the server, and you can shoot off a whole lot of enemies and then get some really good gear. I specifically recommend the Collision Course World event up at the Morgantown Airport. That is where I got my favorite gun for the first 10 levels. It's called the Glow-Sighted Pipe Revolver Rifle. That is a mouthful, but this thing is wicked cool. And I don't know if the drops are the same for every world event, if every world event gives you the same drops, same across each participant, but if they do, that one is definitely one to mark and knock out. In general, though, they give you better gear than you're going to find just in boxes, as we mentioned, and then that saves you from having to craft, because you sure can't craft a glow-sighted pipe revolver rifle in the initial hours. Number 5 is to venture off solo. Take some time to explore this world single-player style. That may seem contradictory to what Bethesda is trying to establish here with Fallout 76, and I do think it's fun to play in a group, but make sure to take some time to go off on your own. Not only will it feel different and you'll get more of that traditional Fallout vibe, but then you get to fight everything. Take the XP for yourself and make sure you're moving to 5 as fast as you can. Plus, I think some of the moments, some of the reveals, some of the encounters are just way better by yourself, without others in your ear, without distractions. You get the eerie vibe, you get the atmosphere, and you get that great Fallout feel. Number 6 is to hit the airport and keep on the main quest longer than it seems like you need to do. You can venture off at any point. As I recommended, I think you should go through the early missions for that XP gain. But once you get to the point where it says, hey, you can go on the final departure quest, which has you investigating Morgantown Airport, I really think you should pursue it. That's a point where the world really opens up, you've got all your basics down, and you can go wherever. But 1, it's a really cool place. 2, that's where that collision course world event I mentioned takes place. And 3, it's going to give you a lot of good lore, and if you want to learn more about the Scorched and the focal points of this plot, that is where you need to be. So once you see Final Departure, make sure you keep moving down the main quest. Hopefully Collision Course will reward you with something real good like I got, and there's also some hot dogs for the taking. So this is a beautiful place and a beautiful way to spend your initial hours. My 7th and final tip, because at this point you'll probably be level 5, you'll probably be feeling much more familiar with Fallout 76. You'll probably have some solid gear if you made your way to the airport. Maybe you'll even have my coveted glow gun. You'll probably have explored and had fun with friends and gone on your own and done a little bit of everything. Now it's time to really venture out into the far reaches of the map, and I super recommend either Wavy Willards or Camden Park. These are the 2 amusement parks in the game, which I think is brilliant. I love anytime they include themed things like this in a title, but they're so well done here. Wavy Willards is where I made my way early on, and it was absolutely awesome. There's a massive water slide. There's all sorts of cool sights and sounds. Watch out for the diseases and traps because it's a little bit dangerous and it's not up to code, but it's a great way to just see something super cool. There are some side quests there. Maybe you'll run into others for a PvP battle, but most importantly, it just has that really worn down feel with still a mystical charm of a world forgotten. I'm so pumped to go to Camden Parks. I haven't seen the roller coaster yet. I really want to make my way to the southern portion of the map. There's just tons to see. As I mentioned, the map is absolutely massive, and there's an entire eastern half that I haven't been to. One more little 7.1 tip would be to go to the Greenbrier if you're feeling a little bit risky. This is the hotel that is in the center of the map, and it is loaded with high-level enemies. You will not survive, but it will be a moment that you probably never forget. I could go on and give you cool things to do and great things to see, fighting a Scorched Beast, watching a nuclear launch. There is so much to do in Fallout 76, but these are the 7 I think you should focus on first. We'll run through them one more time. First, try to get to level 5 as quickly as you can. Those perk card packs come in huge help for defining your character and giving you the boost and buff you need to really explore. Number 2, make sure to conserve your stim packs. They're going to start off seeming very plentiful, but according to the developers, that will end soon. Plus, it's pretty easy to survive early on. I didn't die once. Number 3 is you don't need to craft much. Maybe make a piece of armor or 2 to be extra safe, but then save it for the loot you'll find in the world. The early blueprints kind of stink. Number 4, partake in a world event or 2. Specifically, I mentioned the Collision Course event where I got that glow-sighted pipe, revolver, rifle, the GSPRR. It is so sweet. That is a really tough world event, so you're going to need to bring some friends. Number 5, venture off solo. Enjoy the multiplayer aspect of Fallout 76, but also see why this still feels like Fallout, and the best way to do that is to be bold and go alone. Number 6, hit that airport. Stay on the main quest through the final departure quest so you can get to Morgantown Airport. That's where Collision Course is. It's a really cool space in the game, and it's going to help you learn more of the lore of this world of West Virginia and what the heck is going on with the Scorched. My 7th pick is a personal wild card. Go to Wavy Willards, go to Camden Park, experience theme park, amusement park action in Fallout 76, and have a blast. Let me know what you plan to do first in Fallout 76 down in the comments below, and if you have any tips for other players as well that I maybe missed, I'd love to hear them and see how you're spending your early hours. I've got you covered on all sorts of Fallout 76 content, so make sure to subscribe, and I will keep the posts coming fast and furiously. As a quick reminder, the beta is on Xbox One this week from 7 to 11 p.m. tonight. After that, follow Bethesda's Twitter. They're supposed to be posting it. Follow my Twitter. It's a link in the description below, and I'll keep you updated. Hopefully we get a lot of sessions, and then they bring in the PC and PS4 players on October 30th. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support. I love you all. Until next time, have a fantastic day. Drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later.